So when you think about the habits of the top 1%, I want you to look at this. Number one, they have a very strong intrinsic motivation. And we're gonna call that because goals. See, I'm a big believer. We hear a lot of people talk about find your purpose, find your why, start with why. Most people I coach don't know their why, they don't know their purpose, and they can't translate their purpose to the moment. I want to teach you how to translate your mission to your moment. See, I don't feel like doing it. Well, a because goal is a big reason you would be willing to do something even when you don't feel like it. See, because my dad wasn't involved in my life early, because of that, I made up my mind I wanted to be a good dad to my kids. Because we grew up poor, where the living room and the bedroom and the kitchen were all the same room, I made up my mind I didn't want my kids to be poor. Because I believe an object at rest stays at rest unless acted on by an outside force, I'm willing to go 7 to 15 touches because I have so much conviction that I can't help another person until they commit. And it is to their benefit to take action. See my because goals? See, what you should be doing with your coaches is finding out what their because goals are. What is your because? Why do you do this? What would force you to push? When you don't feel like it on Monday after you leave here, what will motivate you? The word motivate means to move. The word inspire means to breathe life into. The word activate means to initiate. What would motivate you to do something on Monday when you don't feel like it after you've been to this conference for 3 days? See, when you look at the top 1%, they have deep intrinsic motivation. It's deep. They don't have to be psyched up, jacked up, motivated every second. There's a deep reason why they're doing what they do. You follow me? What are your because goals? So number one is they're intrinsically motivated. Now look at number two. Number two habit of the top 1% is, man, they just keep coming. 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 You can't keep them down, man. The top 1% of people, when other people shut it down, when other people give up, when other people want to quit, these people don't quit. These people go into battle every day. See, King David was a great king in the Bible as long as he was going into battle. And then one year, his own troops said, stay home. It's all good. We'll take care of it, right? He stays home. He gets distracted by the Bathsheba show. Gets off his A game because he wasn't going into battle. See, top 1% just keep coming, man. We had a program where people could come and spend a day working with me. We call it Work with a Pro. And they would literally come and work with me for a day. At the end of the day, they all said the same thing. I don't work like you do. I don't have the work ethic you do. I don't make the number of calls you do. I don't do the number of videos you do. I don't follow up like you do. I don't keep going like you do. And every single one of those people that came to that said the same thing. Man, if I just got my work ethic back, if I just learned to play at this level, man, I could do something. See, the top 1%, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. When everybody else gets tired, when everybody else gets fatigued, when everybody else shuts down, the top 1% just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And they learn long obedience in the same direction. They learn how to fight through those feelings. They work through the cycle. Number three, they're not afraid of anything. I'm gonna show you how the top 1%, top 3% that go pro, when they have feelings of fear, anxiety, insecurity, doubt, rejection, these are activators of their prey drive. P-R-E-Y-D-R-I-V-E, the instinct to go get it. Number four, connection. If you saw what people did for their clients and the people they helped, of the top 1% of performers, it would blow your mind. When Natalie was pregnant with our first child, Ella Grace, it was a very, very long labor. And was in the hospital for a long time. And we got right to the very end when she was about to have the baby. And the nurse who was one of my students when I was a high school teacher. I'm like, I sure am glad I passed her in that class. Right at the very end, she goes, man, we just need one more. We just need one more push. And the old basketball coach in me came out, and I said, suck it up and let's do this. Woo, it was instinct. It was instinct. It was not the right thing to say at that moment. I fully understand that now. But she said, it's the best thing you could have said to me. A good coach will sometimes have hard conversations with you that you don't want to have. What are you doing with your life? How long are we going to talk about you getting your health back? How many times am I going to listen to you complain? At what point are you going to take action? But let me tell you something about that nurse associated with connection. Because it was such a long labor, the nurses changed out. It was time for a new group to come in and the old group to go home. And so they one by one came in and said, thank you, good luck. There's some new nurses coming in. But not that student of mine. She walked in and she looked at us and she said, my shift is over, but I ain't leaving till we have this baby. And she said, I started this with you, and I'm gonna finish it with you. She was, as a nurse, in the top 1 to 3% of performers in that hospital. Look at what she was willing to do. When everybody else checked out, she said, nope, I'm going the distance. If you really think about what you can do, there's very few people that do this better than Doug and Tia Wood. Would you agree? Of thinking about you and thinking about what is best for you and helping you get to another frequency. See, you got to replicate that. You got to observe and go, what are they doing? How do they make people feel? When I'm with them, I feel better about me. Number 4, they have an incredible intrinsic validation. Now, many of you know Dave Blanchard. And Natalie and I are being coached by Dave Blanchard. And in our first session, he said to me, during our session, he said, Michael, we're going to get into agape love. And I went, what are we talking about? Like, are you kidding me? I'm elbowing Natalie under the table. I'm like, when's he gonna teach us how to make more money? Right? That's what I'm thinking. Like, we're gonna get coached, we're gonna go perform, coaches help you predict, right? So we can do session 1, agape love, which is what? Deep awareness and a sense of what other people need. It ain't going shallow with another person, it's going deep with another person. It's actually physiological. You can feel it. What you are shouts so loudly, I can't even hear what you have to say. So we do the first session on agape love, which is deep connection. Then we move into session 2, intrinsic validation. How do we intrinsically validate another person? I'm still like, all right, here we go. Third session, we're gonna get into connection. After session 3, I looked at Natalie and I said, this is how you grow your business. Yes. See, when you connect to other people's hearts and spirits, and you help them with things that keep them up at night, and you're a shoulder for them to cry on when they need it, and you're a boost of confidence when they want to give up, and you help them go the distance and do things they've never done, this is how you grow your business. As you go deep with people, that is connection. Final characteristic of the top 1% is the ability to lock in and not be distracted. I have a target. I'm going to see that target through to what? Its logical conclusion. Let me tell you where this is important. Some of you open files. You have people who are interested. They told you they were interested. You know you can help them, but you do not go the distance. I take it all the way through to its conclusion. I will stay with people. My whole concept is to stay with them all the way to they make a decision. These are the top habits of the top 1% of performers. Now, right now, I want you to tell the person beside you, out of those 5, what do you need the most? Which one do you need the most? And if you need all 5, it's a good thing you're here today. You're in the right place. Tell them right now, what do you think you need the most out of these top 5? Before I get started, there is one very important question I have to ask you.
Coach Micheal Burt, Monster Producer Academy CEO. He's a personal friend of mine.
What good is it to have knowledge with no desire? What good is it to have desire with no skill? What good is it to have knowledge and skill with no confidence? A big part of activating your prey drive is finding and refining your talent. This is something that helps you get to the next place. People are made up of 4 parts: a body, a mind, a heart, and a spirit. You need to know you, and then you need to have an awareness, and sometimes you don't even know what you need. So all 4 parts of our nature have to be clicking. Your hard skill solves my problem. The bigger the problem, the more money people will pay to solve it. Everything is valuable to your future. What I'm really paying you for is your past. A monster producer combines multiple skills to dominate a market. When you get to wake up every day and do what you love doing, man, it is hard not to be motivated. They think at a higher ordinance than everybody else. They want to create new things. I have a conviction about me, and that's the conviction that you feel when I talk, when I speak. It comes across as passion. You got to learn how to connect to another person at such a deep level that it moves them. You have goals, you have targets, but you don't have a sense of urgency. They're going to exchange money, energy, they're going to raise capital, they're going to start new businesses, there's going to be joint ventures. I think your purpose finds you. It is activated. The word activate means to initiate. Discipline, which is a derivative of the word disciple, which means to give yourself to a person or cause you believe in. Do you believe in your future, yes or no? When we know better, we do better. Finding the problem that you are uniquely qualified to solve, and you don't know what problem you really solve for whom, then there is no big financial exchange right there. You should leave here thinking bigger today than when you came. And I want to shake your hand and look you in the eyeball when you make this decision. Thank you. We'll see you in the back. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.